happy Tigerthon, Elizabeth.
Happy Tigerthon indeed, Elizabeth, and happy Tigerthon to our lovely supporters. Of course, it wouldn't be a Tigerthon without TWS Tigers, but it wouldn't be a Tigerthon without the TWS supporters as well, Olivia.
We're waiting on them.
That's right.
There we go.
I'm sure some will slowly file in here. Leanne, what's shaking, Leanne? I see you're watching at least. That is Tigress Elizabeth, and if you have a keen eye, you might notice a second tiger in the background. Welcome, everybody, to Tigerthon. It's day 2 of Tigerthon, that is, and triple donations for the rescues of the Wildcat Sanctuary, featuring our rescued tigers for 5 days and 5 days only.
We're on day 2.
During this triple match time. That's right, Olivia, day 2. I can't believe it.
Moving along.
That's right, and moving along indeed, because we are featuring 2 more of our 15 rescued tigers here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. 140 plus residents total. Rescues rather here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, and 15 of them being tigers, the most tigers we've ever had rescued here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, which is a unique little factoid.
And our rescue tigers here, Judson, have another treat for them. I see caretakers coming up with part of their diet, and now we're going to get some up-close feeding time with Noah and Elizabeth.
And that's
here.
right. Despite his size, I see some people with a keen eye seeing Noah in the background there. So exactly that. It's lunchtime for these 2 tigers. So I will stand up and let Elizabeth, or rather Alyssa and Katrina, bring them the good stuff.
And I'm going to take off my mic, Judson, so we can get some good tiger ASMR.
Okay.
I know that's a yummy bloodcicle.
Yeah, Alyssa says, well, I got a snack right here, too.
Elizabeth. Noah might be first.
Hi, buddy.
Hey, Big Bear.
The pre-meal.
He says, well, there's also, I see a little bloodcicle right here.
Appetizer. What do you have in their diet today, Katrina?
This is actually some tongue from cow, and then we have some beef for Elizabeth.
Wow.
Okay, I did notice that diet looks a little fun and snazzy today, so exciting.
Looks like Alyssa has some beef, and believe me, I can assure you, Noah and Elizabeth are 2 tigers who very much enjoy mealtime, but lo and behold, their bloodcicle enrichment seems to be taking the cake here. Here comes Mr. Noah here.
Hi, buddy.
Happy Tigerthon, everyone. Welcome if you're just filing in here. That's rescued tiger Noah enjoying his meal for the day. Of course, when your gifts are tripled, keeps our cats full and healthy with eclectic meals. Kind of like the diverse diet you heard Noah's enjoying today, beef tongue. Maybe not for everyone, but certainly for a tiger. We like offering various protein options, beef, chicken, venison, various types of small non-living game.
And also with these raw diets, Judson, obviously these are predators.
Yeah, Alyssa did a little kind of lobbed a piece to Elizabeth. She saw that she lobbed it and was able to pick it right up and then go right back to her bloodcicle. To each their own, Miss Elizabeth.
I'm also impressed with your tongue tossing skills.
You know, we tend to learn a lot of different skills while we're here.
I can imagine so. And Noah, he is, maybe a little bit more serious about mealtime, it seems, than his companion Elizabeth. I'm sure she'll circle around eventually. I've truthfully been kind of keeping an eye on the feeding tigers in front of me. Let me say hi to some folks here. Jody Wood saying happy hump day to all. Happy Wednesday, Jody. Happy Tigerthon certainly as well. Let's see here. Clicking into Marcy Sanborn's comment. Good thing, at least it goes until the next credit card billing period. We'll see about donating this weekend. Well, thanks for considering a gift, Marcy. That is very special of you. And to everyone, thank you for even considering a gift, and especially now when it goes 3 times as far. That's a good spot, Mr. Noah.
Settling down. But we have a really fun live today, Judson, because we're not just with these two tigers.
That's right. Terek and Polina are going to be featured on today's Tigerthon live post as well.
Exactly.
And pools are being filled for Noah and Elizabeth. I think Terek and those two tigers already have their pool filled and some ice in it. And,
they have bloodcicles also, so I'm excited. We'll have a nice long Tigerthon live today.
That's right. So I think you wouldn't expect anything less. A very stripe-filled live post on the second day of Tigerthon. Ooh, pretty cool. Another one from Marcy Sanborn. We'll be wearing your TWS gear this weekend during a whale watch.
Ooh, cool.
Trying to advertise to my fellow adventurers. A little brand awareness, Marcy. Love to hear it. And I think Elizabeth is enjoying her meal. Oh, I take that back. No. Uh-oh. We have some tongs down. But look at this. We'll be able to ask Noah, or rather Alyssa is going to be able to grab those tongs safely. Perfect.
Exactly.
Nice job. Noah coming over and enjoying a little bonus piece of beef here. Yeah. He says, look at the size of these paws. Do you think that I couldn't eat you out of house and home here at the Wildcat Sanctuary?
He says, no trust for you. I'm
I know,
trying to find extras.
Admittedly, and I'm sure the caretakers can testify, I love how not chuffy the tigers are during mealtime. They're acting like tigers. They're being a little possessive, rightfully so. That's yours, pretty girl. Don't you worry.
But yeah, tapping into the tiger.
Exactly.
This is wild animals, and we wouldn't expect them to behave any other way.
That's exactly right.
Good job, Noah.
Yep, and a very kind of passive movement from Noah, with Elizabeth being a little possessive over her bloodcicle there. Certainly they still have two bloodcicles, but as it goes in the animal world and the feline world, maybe of pairs or multiple cats at home, sometimes what one has is what the other one wants.
Exactly. They also have some Supremes scattered throughout their habitat, some other fun enrichment, so lots of snacks still, Noah. You just have to find them.
Well, cool. I know Terek and Polina are also on kind of the menu today as well, so
Should
maybe
we go
we'll
check
just
in
go
with them?
walk over there and see what those two are up to.
I do see another striped tiger over there,
Okay.
so I think they're ready to go.
And a big shout out to Alyssa and Katrina for
Yes.
dropping in today, not only being featured on this live post, but all the hard work that leads up to these live posts. You guys were running around in these yards, cleaning, mowing, placing enrichment, so thank you too.
Yes, thank you very much. And on to the next tigers. 1, 2, 3, 4 tigers for Tigerthon today.
All right. Oh.
That's who I thought it was. I saw another big tiger
Who do we
boy
have
over
here? Who do we have here? He says, well, who do we have over there? I see two caretakers with 2 food bowls. Hey, Miss Polina. Hey, Mr. Terek. Welcome, everyone. If you are still filing in here on this second day of Tigerthon and triple donations. Tigerthon and triple donations, of course, concluding on this Sunday, and looking forward to highlighting our striped rescues this week, talking about how important the impacts that you make here on a daily basis are for not only our tigers, but certainly all of the rescues here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, and of course, having a little fun with some of our rescues.
Yes.
Noah and Elizabeth enjoying some scattered Supreme, as you mentioned, Olivia, the bloodcicles.
And Polina enjoying being nosy about her neighbors, and Terek getting some people time, so.
And this is a good example, Olivia. We'll kind of walk over here. Maybe Terek will come with us.
Yes.
A good example of just how much of celebrities the caretakers are in the cat's eyes. Terek and Polina have indeed had their meal today, but they see 2 caretakers over there feeding another pair of tigers, and it's the bee's knees.
Hey, what about me? Where's my food?
Exactly.
But they do have bloodcicles, like we said, Judson. They have some Supreme scattered throughout their habitat, so even if we don't catch it on this live, they have lots of fun enrichment to enjoy.
That's right. I was kind of going to walk up and spot a couple of the bloodcicles. One in the donut there. Looks like a little pool top off in the bottom. Olivia, what is one thing that we have been, I personally have never seen before? You were able to catch it on a live post while I was, I think I was, I don't know what.
Probably fishing.
Okay.
Probably fishing. If I had to guess.
But what did you bear witness to? And I've been now lucky enough to catch a glimpse of it as well.
Well, I didn't quite catch it on the live, but when I drove up for the live, I caught Terek and Polina in the pool together. And not only were they in the pool together, but they were kind of splashing around together. Still, when I pulled the phone out, as it goes with cats or any of your animals at home, I'm sure you can relate. When you pull the phone out, they suddenly don't do the cute thing anymore. And so Polina got out of the pool. But we were able to get some pictures of Polina in the pool. Terek and Polina, we now have proof. We have witnesses that they're enjoying the pool together.
Yeah. And one of the things is we will always give the option to many of our rescues for various types of enrichment, even if they might not enjoy it or they haven't had a history of enjoying it. And Polina has had, they've had kind of the stock tanks, kind of those smaller above ground pools that you've seen. We never saw her plunging into those. I think we all can envision the many photos and videos of Terek soaking in his little stock tank. Well, thank you for that chub.
That's a nice chub.
Thank you for those chubs,
Wow,
Miss Polina.
Polina.
My word. Of Terek plunging into that stock tank. Nothing there from Polina. Of course, when Terek moved over here to Feline Meadows, this was his first in-ground pool. And Terek wasn't bashful at all and went climbing on into it. That would have been, gosh, Olivia, I think early summer, late spring, that they would have moved. So a good summer where Polina kind of joined in, but we still didn't see anything.
Yeah.
It would have been probably about 2 weeks ago. We were able to see Polina for the first time ever. These two have been at Sanctuary for a handful of years now. Polina, there's always still a first.
Yes.
The Sanctuary is a first for many of our rescues in a variety of ways. The first time they're making choices, the first time they have the type of compassion that they're finding here at the Sanctuary, and even down the line in their Wild at Heart life, Olivia. Cool to see that Polina is still able to find something new that she's liking.
Exactly, and it's kind of bringing to mind a conversation that you and I had a couple weeks ago, Judson, that, the setup of the Wildcat Sanctuary is that this is the cat's lives. You say it's a sanctuary for animals, not a zoo for people, and what that also means
these two are up to
is that we don't always know what the cats are doing. And I'm sure we miss so many cool things throughout the day and throughout the evening that the cats just kind of get to keep for themselves. So I like to think about that too, all the special moments that are just theirs, that the humans don't experience, and that's important too.
I like that a lot, Olivia. Oh,
there we go. That's what I was waiting for.
It's kind of like breakfast in bed in a way, seeing Noah laying down, really digging into his bloodcicle there. And that is a firm bloodcicle. Admittedly, not only them kind of being exposed to not freezing temperatures, but versus a tiger tongue, Elizabeth was licking that thing. Now Noah, doesn't even look like you guys have made a dent.
No, it doesn't at all.
Olivia, I got to catch up on some comments here.
We've been doing a lot of the talking.
I know, we certainly have. Nothing wrong with that. And let's see. Olivia, I'm going to scroll to kind of the top here. There's someone saying that they want us to set free our rescues. Would you be able to explain? And admittedly, I kind of like when I see this question. It always kind of says that maybe you're new to the Wildcat Sanctuary. Maybe they're unaware of why our cats are here and why we're not able to set them free. So I'm going to go to the top, and why don't you explain that to this individual?
Well, first of all, welcome. Welcome to the Wildcat Sanctuary, and welcome to this live post. Why can't we set our cats free? Well, just like you, I think we'd like them to be free too. Ultimately, we think wild animals should be in the wild, and yes, our cats are in captivity. But as we've kind of been saying throughout this live, we have 140 plus rescues here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. All of our residents are non-releasable wildlife. They can't be released either through their circumstances, or it's simply illegal or impossible. And for our tigers, it would kind of fall in the category of being illegal and impossible. Noah and Elizabeth were captive born and bred. They were bred for the point of being exploited and for being in the private industry, whether that be as a pet or maybe in a roadside zoo. And thankfully, they found their way here to Sanctuary, where this will be their forever home. But this is kind of their best options. They're the lucky ones. Their fate could have been much worse than this if they hadn't come to Sanctuary, and unfortunately their story kind of encapsulates the captive wildlife crisis as a whole. So
Yeah.
I'd encourage you to kind of check out our website. I'm sure some people will link some informative links for you down below, but as much as we like for them to be free, they can't be free, and that's why we give them a wild at heart life here. That was a mouthful.
Yeah, and that's a great breakdown, Olivia, and you know, truly to simplify it as well, is we're animal lovers here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, and we understand what Noah is. He's a tiger, and tigers are meant to exist in the wild and not captivity, and we want all wild animals to be wild and free as animal lovers, and we're right there with you, where you know, in a way, we're happy that these cats are getting the life that they're getting, but it still pains us to think that they're still never had the opportunity in the first place to have a wild life.
Exactly. And I think, you know, I like this little nugget, maybe a little denser, Judson, but just so you know, there's never been a successful release of a captive-born tiger anywhere in the world, even in the countries where they are native, and hardly ever a successful re-release of a wild-born tiger that has had to come into wildlife rehab. So it's not there. These tigers are unfortunately in captivity. Tigers in America will be in captivity for the rest of their life, which is very unfortunate, but that's why your support is so important and why Tigerthon is so important, because you give them the best life possible here at Sanctuary with your support.
Zooming in on a big tiger paw, perhaps one of the largest tiger paws we have here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, Mr. Noah. Getting a drive-by from Elizabeth here.
But I think also that's a good segue. We've been saying this is a Tigerthon live post. What does that mean? That means your donations are tripled.
That's right.
Now through Sunday. So if this kind of speaks to you, if you're enjoying seeing these tigers, enjoying their life here, your support will go 3 times as far right now. So there's no better time to give.
That's exactly right. And, you know, for us to kind of break down one of the core components of the Wildcat Sanctuary is why our rescues are here, what we're doing for them now, why we're not able to set them free, and how we're setting a course for the future to help prevent this from ever happening again.
Exactly.
So I scrolled up to the top here, catching up on some comments and questions, because that's the other thing is we love interacting with you all in these live posts. And Carrie Miller is wondering, what in the world is today's flavor? And Carrie, it has got to be kind of the tried and true. Again, you know, it may sound, you know, not so nice for us humans, but boy, oh boy, is it perfect for the big cats. But oftentimes when we are thawing our meat for the cats, it leaves a lot of juices and blood, if you will. And so very simply, a little water mixed with those juices in the frozen bucket, and you have yourself a tiger delicacy.
And I've been hearing lately that it has been beef primarily.
Okay.
So probably beef flavor today, but it is a little gruesome, Judson, for those of us that maybe are a little more squeamish.
Yes.
But the tigers like it.
Yeah, not for everybody, but it's definitely for an obligate carnivore like a tiger.
Yes.
Faith Warner saying good afternoon. There's Marilyn Grant. Iona Bellows saying, good morning, everyone. Tigers are your favorite, Betty Winter. Well, then you are going to love Tigerthon. I sure hope you do.
And this is the right life post to be on.
Exactly. Tanya Toner, a neighbor in Wisconsin, saying hi to everybody. And, of course, Kiara. Noah and Elizabeth. Oh, there's Deborah J. Sanford, rightfully so, getting excited for 2 of your sponsor cats that are featured on today's live post, Noah and Elizabeth. Yeah. Awesome, Deborah. Glad to have you with us. Even more glad to have your support for these 2 tigers, and awesome. Let's see here.
I like the little breaks in our conversation, Judson, because I'm sure they're hearing these scraping tongues on these bloodcicles like you and I are.
I can only imagine. And I'm, you know, it kind of almost looks like I have my readers on. I'm dropping my sunglasses down to try to read
a little bit of a glare.
The comments here. That'll be a little bit better. All right. Sarah Bloomberg's here. Hey, Sarah.
Sarah.
A few more comments. Making sure we don't have any questions.
You know, Judson, before the end of this live, I don't know about the Wi-Fi, but I would like to try at the very end to go over to Griffin and Demitri.
Okay.
They're in kind of a dead zone, so everyone, be patient with us. But if we can get them on the live today, I'd like that. So.
Chizzy Lovell's predicting a brain freeze for Noah here, perhaps Elizabeth as well. Both of them really have quite a good position on both of their bloodcicles. I want to just jump over to Noah here because we're getting a little paw show from him here.
And I love seeing that dew claw in action too, Judson. Another really cool feature on a cat paw that your domestic cats at home have too. But really using that dew claw to kind of get a final grip on that bloodcicle.
Yep, that's right, Maria. Look at those big paws from Noah. That's right. Those paws are meant to be taken seriously, I'll tell you that much. Let's see, Olivia. So, as a matter of fact, today it's Wednesday. Typically, we hear from Tammy on live posts via her Wildcat wrap-up on Thursdays. Mm-hmm. Well, today she's actually going to be doing a live post to give a little update and talk about Baby Jax.
Yes.
Baby Jax, our Bobcat, who we knew he was special needs, but as many of you have been following, it's turned into a lot of critical care for Baby Jax as of late. And doing well today, but a lot to update and still a lot to answer with some of his some of the diagnoses we're looking for. And so we'll be hearing about Baby Jax. Oh, did I scare you, pretty lady? We'll be hearing about Baby Jax from Tammy later today.
Well, and Tigerthon donations do help our general operations, Judson. So ultimately, even though we're celebrating tigers this week, your donations will go
I want privacy.
3 times as far for cats like Jax. So even though we're mixing up our Tigerthon theme a little bit, it'll be good to hear that update from Tammy.
That's right, and I think it goes without saying with all that Jax has overcome so far in his short time at Sanctuary, he's definitely got an inner tiger in there somewhere.
For sure.
In that little Bobcat body.
That bloodcicle is still holding on. I'm really impressed.
It is, that's right. Jeannie Curry, my, what big paws you have. Very Red Riding Hood of you, Jeannie. Jody Wood saying, wow, what big, beautiful paws. Let's go see if, speaking of big, beautiful paws, Terek has a pair of big, beautiful paws. I want to go see if maybe those two are romping around a little bit more.
I know, I'm hoping they wander on over to those bloodcicles. I know they will at some point, but...
I know Polina is one of our tigers who can be a little competitive when it comes to other tigers next to her. So I think she sees Elizabeth right up in the front there and knows that she can give her the stink eye.
Hi, Polina.
Thank you for the chuff. Terek's doing some cruising. So maybe we'll circle around and catch Terek on the other side and we'll be able to see Dimitri and Griffen, Wi-Fi service willing.
I like that idea, Judson.
But as always, it's been a pleasant time with everyone so far on this live post. And as always, not only you guys commenting, you guys liking and sharing these live posts are effective ways to help us during Tigerthon. We know it more than anyone is, if times are tough and you're not able to give a gift, totally understandable. Sharing this post, commenting, liking it, getting it out in the social media sphere, as I like saying, is certainly effective as well. Well, hello, mister.
You made it over, Terek.
Well, you got a beautiful bloodcicle right there. You got 2 of them. He says, I'm in patrolling mode here. And Terek, you are one of our patrollers, aren't you? See a slightly wet bottom, Olivia.
Yeah, I know. I was laughing.
From a dip in his pool earlier.
There's always evidence.
Well, let's see. Henry and Haley are up to no good too,
Oh,
and
they
I
are.
wouldn't be Just wouldn't be right if I didn't make a pit stop over there on our way to see Dimitri and Griffin.
Katrina did say she put orange streamers in there for the theme of Tigerthon.
Off you go, Mr. Patroller. Yes, I was wanted to acknowledge that as well, of kind of the variety of edible enrichment, some kind of visual enrichment as well, and perfectly themed with Tigerthon being orange.
Of course, Henry disappears into the grass after we caught him playing.
Yeah, right as I see him kind of plucking a piece of tuna from a tree, I think it was. Haley, I always like looking up because Haley's typically on her skywalks. But handsome Henry.
What do you think?
With that brown coat and that twitchy tail, very distinguishing distinguishing between the two of these pair, where Haley's going to be a little bit more white, and I think her face is a heck of a lot different than her counterparts.
And talk about another bobcat with an inner tiger, Judson. These two are surrounded by tigers.
As I also like saying, is it's two bobcats living in a big cat world down here in Feline Meadows, and Henry and Haley can tangle with the best of them.
They can. I'll never forget when Griffin and Demitri moved over here and seeing little Henry all squared up, not scared of the tigers.
Oh
whatsoever.
yeah, he says I can handle that.
Take him.
Striped kitty cat. Oh, and lucky us, Olivia. I think I might have seen two tigers walking that away into their indoor bedroom.
Oh, we sure did try.
We sure did is right. Still a little bittersweet, nonetheless. I even see Haley. I wonder if she's just really romping around somewhere.
Oh, they sure are. They're settling down in their shift yard.
Let's see. I'm sure old Mr. Griffin probably hears some humans and is going to come out and make himself known and speak of the devil.
You were right.
Hey,
right
Mr. Handsome.
Happy Tigerthon, Griffin.
Hey, Mr. Handsome. You give the good chops too. And you have that beautiful ruff. You know how many people out there love and support you, Mr. Griffin? It is incredible. And, you know, a lot of the rescue stories at the Wildcat Sanctuary being, you know, fairly staggering. Thinking about Griffin and Dimitri's origins at a tiger speed breeding facility where there were nothing but props for photo opportunities, and once they'd aged out of that, nothing more for them but to live in the cage for the rest of their lives. And fortunately, they've been rescued along with a handful of other cats from that facility, which certainly you're aware of. Pandora, many other rescues down at accredited facilities, able to take in some of those tigers and some hybrid big cats from that facility, if I'm not mistaken, as well. But it's really just a snapshot of just how outrageous some of the situations that our cats are coming from. It's truly crazy. Tragically, we've all heard of a tiger mill. We've all heard, or rather, of a puppy mill. We've all heard of kitten mills. Well, this was a tiger mill existing in real life, and tragically legal as well.
But that story also makes me appreciate so much what they have now.
Yeah.
What all of you do.
Exactly. That's kind of a big part of talking about those difficult stories, is acknowledging, yes, where they came from, but look at what we've been able to do for them now. And get a better look here. There we
shady
go.
Spot.
Griffin says, I'm settling down right here.
These boys are older now. I think a few years ago, Judson, they would have been our pick for a very rowdy live post.
That's
we wanted
right.
to have something very boisterous, but these boys are aging very gracefully, but a little quieter in their older years.
Thank you for that shove from a distance, Mr. Griffin. Yeah, it's Hinata. Just very sad that a lot of cubs are PTS after they age out of photo ops, and very simply, that kind of was the problem at hand. It was legal to interact with these cubs between a very, very narrow window, and what's going to happen when cubs exit that window? Well, they're just going to breed another one to fill it again. And that's where that surplus came from. And that is, one of the handful of reasons why we're so thankful for the passage of the Big Cat Public Safety Act.
Yeah, thankfully it's a federal law now that will not be happening anymore in the United States, at least legally.
Dimitri found some little
He
tuna
found
or something back here. Faith calling Griffin GQ Griffin. I like that.
Cute.
He is a dapper lad, isn't he?
What'd you find, Dimitri?
Yeah, what'd you find, Mr. D? He says, well, there's maybe some zupreme, maybe some tuna. My tiger nose brought me to it, and I'll tell you what, it's pretty tasty. I'm glad we're hanging out with these boys. Really kind of a great conclusion to our live here in Feline Meadows, because very simply, these are the tigers that are here in this area. Dimitri, Griffin, tigers Noah and Elizabeth, who we started out with, and then, of course, Terek and Polina, who we saw midway.
And so in 2 days of Tigerthon, Judson, on our live post here, we have so far, yesterday was Simon and Jeremy, very briefly. They were hanging out with Pandora.
Yep, so 1, 2.
Pandora, 3. Dash, 4.
4.
And then Noah and Elizabeth.
5, 6.
Terek and Polina.
7, 8.
Dimitri and Griffin.
9, 10.
We got 5 more to go, but of course, we have lots more days in the week. So
we do. We have lots more days in the week, but not a lot more days in Tigerthon now, Olivia. It's going to be here before we know it. It kicked off yesterday. It's only 5 days, ending this Sunday, Mr. Dimitri.
But 5 more tigers to go, a few repeats, and lots more fun planned, Dimitri.
Maria P. loves how big and broad their chests and shoulders are.
Oh, wow. Look at you. And I was just saying, they're slowing down in their older age.
Yeah, well, if you wanted any type of example for how they use those muscles, it would be covering that amount of distance in the flash of an eye.
And like very quietly, too.
Yeah, like Mr. Griffin just did there. And Mr. Griffin, too, another thing is he's kind of aged here. At least I have noticed, maybe because I'm the boring old paparazzi of, he gets a little more impatient with humans who aren't going to give him something like food or their caretakers. So I just want to be cognizant of that, Mr. Griffin, because I can tell that you slightly have that look in your eye, like you have a bone to pick with me if I'm not going to give you anything.
I think that's probably a fair assessment, Judson. I've noticed that off and on too, but you can't blame him. We aren't
I can't, mister.
People.
And I love you nonetheless.
Yes.
Maybe I could get a chuff? That's another way I can tell.
And you're about to see empty pools here, but those will be getting filled later today.
I was going to say, Mr. Griffin, you're next. It's Tiger, Terek, and Polina's. Their pool is, really, we need to give more applause to the pump in our well.
Yes.
Because it does a lot of work here. Filling up those tiger pools is a big undertaking for them, so doing it kind of in a specified order is the best way to not overwork it.
Exactly.
So don't worry, we got 2 tiger pools filling up over here, and then their tiger pools are going to be coming next.
We did have a slightly dramatic little display there from Griffin.
Yes.
Oh,
he's
poor
like,
me,
well,
no
what
pool.
in the heck?
And
true too, Olivia, we came into September and kind of got hit with some July temps.
Heat.
So,
I know, it's pretty warm.
Yeah, so it very much still is pool season. I will also say I saw a lot of the heated water buckets being pulled out of the pole shed. Starting the process of testing them. So little flashes of our, the transition into fall and winter, but weather like this certainly makes it feel a little bit more summery.
It does. Terek's still patrolling.
Patrolling indeed. But I say, Olivia, that we had a great live post today and kind of pumping up Tigerthon, pumping up the support that you guys offer our rescued residents here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, featuring our rescued tigers in particular. Laughing to myself, Olivia, cats will be cats. I don't know if the camera will catch it.
Oh my
But
goodness.
I just see a Jeremy or a Simon just heaving their ball across their yard, having a blast. And I say cats will be cats because if you weren't there. We wanted to feature the boys on a live post yesterday, and they saw fit to socialize with Pandora the whole time, which was totally fine.
But they did get a new clean pool, toys,
yes,
everything.
it just goes to show when you
Yes.
order that new toy off Chewy or Amazon, and you bring it home to your cat, and it's them not giving a hoot.
A hoot. Yeah,
until
exactly.
all of a sudden they do, and it's special. So, all righty, Mr. Terek, I want you to have a great rest of your day, and I want to thank everyone for tuning in to today's Tigerthon live post. As I mentioned, Tammy's going to be going live to certainly talk a little bit about Tigerthon, but more so talk about Bobcat baby Jax and how he's been doing. So stay close, everyone, not only for the Jax update, but for more Tigerthon posts, and then more ways to give and have your gift match during this Tigerthon matching opportunity.
Exactly.
So, from Olivia and I want everyone to have a wonderful and safe day, and we will see you back here at the Wildcat Sanctuary soon.
Bye, everyone.